All right, so this is the class on doTERRA's LLV, which is the Lifelong Vitality Pack, and this is a supplement system that we have. And watching Dr. Hill's presentation on it at convention is just absolutely amazing. Between Dr. Hill and Rob, I can't remember his last name for some reason. Rob Young, and it's just awesome. And I have a PowerPoint presentation, and I'll share my screen, and we will get started. Slideshow and start. So the Lifelong Vitality Kit is definitely something I really enjoy using, and I'm going to mute everybody here so that there's no background noise. Shoot. All right. And when I notice more when I don't take it, because as you start taking it, I feel more of a gradual effect, but when I stop taking it, I feel tired, I'm a little bit more grumpy, and I'm sure my boyfriend can also probably agree with this. But definitely helps make you feel amazing. Some of the main questions are, do we need to supplement our diet? Are all supplements the same? And also covering benefits of natural or food-derived supplements and the key points of LLV, like what it is and what it's going to do for you. So do we need to supplement? Technically, yes. Eating food is also a form of supplementation because you cannot produce everything that your body needs. You can produce some of your vitamins and your non-essential amino acids and some enzymes, but the body cannot produce minerals and essential amino acids. And these are going to be essential because the body can't produce them. They are essential that you take them in some form. So why do we need minerals? There's different minerals that we need, and a lot of them do a variety of different things. Alkalase is good for your pH maintenance, and an acid body is going to have more inflammation, whereas when you're more neutral, you're going to be a little bit more stable. You need calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, zinc, and copper is all good for bone formation and your maintenance, nerve transmission. All of those minerals are related to different synapses and being able to have your nerves function correctly. Your energy production, iron, sodium, phosphorus, zinc, manganese. Those are some of them, like zinc and manganese, you really don't need a lot of, but they are definitely essential minerals. Immune support and antioxidant function, zinc, copper, and selenium. And selenium is one of those things that's not found in a lot of foods. Your heart function, your thyroid function, iodine is another one of those that's not found in a lot of foods. And your insulin regulation and production, which there's a lot of people with insulin dependent diabetes because they can't regulate it, and I mean, sometimes it's weight related and sometimes it's not. It's just, they're deficient and it gets to a point where they can't regulate it anymore. And minerals in our food, theoretically, you should be able to get all the minerals that you need from food, but because of the production of food and overproduction for so long in general modern agriculture, the minerals in the soil has been being depleted and there's less minerals in the food. Yes, the food still grows, but it doesn't mean it's going to be rich in everything that you need versus, maybe 60 or 100 years ago. And this analysis was more on the UK, but they did a overall world soil mineral depletion in 90, and this was in 92. I mean, this is over 20 years ago. That North America was 85% depleted, South America 75%, Europe at 72, Asia 76, and Africa 74. I mean, it's being depleted and it's not good. You just can't get everything you need from the food anymore unless you eat all day long and your body physically cannot handle that. And there's a lot of other things that go into your food too, and it's not always good for you either. So, I mean, you have your soil depletion and then soil contamination through pesticides, herbicides, any other kind of aside. If you shouldn't breathe it, should you be eating it? Personally, I don't think so. And then there's also the refining process or just processing in general of your grains and removing the bran and germ, which is the rest of part of the grain that we don't essentially use in processed grain. So there's a lot of things being taken out of that. You're going to have fiber and B vitamins and minerals in the bran being taken out. And then in the germ, there's more B vitamins, vitamin E, other minerals, and phytochemicals, and some essential fatty acids. And whereas the endosperm is the only part that we use, is carbohydrates, there's some protein, and there's some B vitamins. So we're missing out on mostly a lot of B vitamins and quite a few minerals, as well as some vitamin E when you are eating processed grains versus whole grains. And why do we need vitamins? Vitamins are really important for a range as big as about the minerals. Antioxidant, immune support, which go hand in hand. I mean, there's a whole list of vitamins for each one of these functions, but reproduction, growth, and development, that obviously is something that you want to support. Your nerves and brain function, and that's the synthesis of your neurotransmitters. And that's going to have to do with your thinking speed, how well you process things, and your memory as well. Your heart health, energy production and your maintenance, and being able to maintain your body in general. Bone, connective tissue, your hair, nails, eyes, and your DNA, which is obviously a very important function. And hormone balance and formation, and your mental health. So why are there more vitamins and antioxidants? Some of those are produced more. A lot of them have to do with the plant system and a lot of them are related to their immune system and how they keep pests away, and they might be an antioxidant for them or for us, but they're going to have a different function in their own body. And as far as antioxidants go, we're going to cover free radicals. And there's the first part is extrinsic, which is going to be something that's outside of your body. Sunlight and radiation, pollution and toxins, and a really big one is smoking cigarettes, which this was something I looked up, and I mean, 1 quadrillion free radicals per inhalation, and that is like absolutely absurd. And probably why I cannot stand cigarette smoke, besides the fact that it stinks. And then there's also your intrinsic free radicals. Stress, sickness, inflammation, and actually some of your normal functions like eating, breathing, and exercising. Because as you do things, your bodies produce energy, and the leftovers from that energy, it's like the exhaust system, and it produces free radicals. Chronic inflammation, you're going to have chronic pain, immune disorders, heart disease, brain disease, and some cancers are all related to chronic inflammation. And this is also related to free radicals and having excess of them. Essential fatty acids, do we need them? Essential means that we can only get them from food, and they're really important for maintaining your brain and nerve functions. And omega-3 is definitely the more important one to have. And a really good source of it is wild Alaskan salmon. And the question on here is, do you consume it 3 times a week? And I'm pretty sure most people don't, unless, I don't know, maybe unless they live in Alaska. The primary ratio for your omega fatty acids is a 1-to-1 between omega-6 and omega-3. And these are different types of the fatty acids. And this is how they used to be back when we were still cavemen and everything else. But it's not quite the same now, even though we are still genetically more similar to our historical originations than now. So is your ratio right? The most common ratio of our intake is going to be a 15-to-1 omega-6 to omega-3, which leads to chronic inflammation. And a lot of omega-6 is going to be more a plant-based, and especially in your refined and over-processed foods. Omega-6 are pro-inflammatory, and then your omega-3s are going to be your anti-inflammatories. So this is why it's really important to have a 1-to-1 ratio, just so the balance is right. This is just a little graph on, I think it's like a normal intake versus what's recommended. And do we need to supplement? Yes. And are all supplements the same? Walking into, it looks like this is a GNC picture. No, supplements are not all the same because they have so many different functions, and they're definitely not all made the same either. So this is just a sample supplement label. And it checks all the boxes, 100% and all of these, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be available. So it might look good on paper, but it's not actually that good. So when you look at the ingredients list on some of these, it contains the vitamins and minerals in a form that is not really readily available. It might say there's 100% in terms of the value that's in there, but it doesn't mean your body can actually break it down and use it. So what doTERRA has is the LLV, or lifelong vitality system. And this is a really good building block for better health. The first part is alpha-CRS. And what this is an antioxidant complex and also a cellular energy complex. And it provides the body with antioxidants and also supports your mitochondria, which is where your energy is produced in the cell. And so there's a rating, it's called the oxygen radical absorption capacity, and different things. It's like a sponge. So how many free radicals can something absorb? And the higher that rating, the better the score, or the more it can absorb, the higher that rating is going to be, or the score. And the daily dose of alpha-CRS has an extremely high score. So free radicals are just drawn into this, and it helps you get rid of them and stabilize those. And about the equivalent is over 10 servings of fruits and vegetables, fresh fruits and vegetables. And the recommended USDA is only 5 servings a day per, your 2,000 calorie diet of just fruits and vegetables. So what's recommended is not really enough to help get rid of those. And I mean, obviously by taking this, you're going to help cover some of the lack that you get, but also supplement that antioxidant. And going back to the mitochondria, how do we make energy? You have your mitochondria in the cell and takes in oxygen and your food, or the glycogen from food, to produce ATP, which is your energy. And as you age, you have fewer mitochondria per cell. It's not as efficient, and it produces more exhaust, which is your free radicals. The key points for this is with alpha-CRS, your cells are going to live longer, they're healthier, they perform better and more efficiently. And when it's time for them to self-destruct, they're going to do that instead of mutating and just kind of be decrepit and not function correctly and make your body not as healthy. And there's there's polyphenols, which is really good for I forget what in the heck that is. I'm gonna have to skip that one. I'm sorry. And then also some energy factors in the alpha CRS, which is going to be your energy blend. The next one is the E-omega, which is your omega oil, essential oil omega complex. This contains marine, which is primarily fish oil, lipids, flaxseed oil, pomegranate seed oil, evening primrose, borage seed, and cranberry seed. And it also contains naturally sourced vitamin E to protect it from oxidation, which is really important because you don't want it to oxidize. And you kind of know what this is with. So like if you leave olive oil out too long, it'll oxidize, which is turning rancid, which is not what you want. And by using a naturally sourced vitamin E, it's like a protection or a natural preservative, sort of. It just keeps it from going rancid. And also a natural source of vitamin D, and that's really good for immunity support and anti-inflammatory. Plus, everybody needs their vitamin D. And this is different than, a normal supplement, because this also contains, I can't even pronounce it, but it's a microalgae for lipids in the brain cells and your blood vessels. It also contains an essential oil blend of doTERRA oils of clove, frankincense, thyme, cumin, orange, peppermint, ginger, caraway, and German chamomile. And this is also, you're going to get your daily oils and some of your frankincense, but I think this is also labeled as the tummy tamer blend, with the ginger and caraway, I don't ever burp these ones up, whereas if you're going to take just a fish oil to have, your omega-3s, you burp it up and it tastes fishy and it's kind of gross, even if you like fish. And this also enhances the protective power of your lipids and increases the anti-inflammatory properties, especially with the frankincense and the clove. So oh shoot, I hate when this pop-up comes up. Oh, the improved fatty acids, it's able to be utilized better, and it's bioavailable. So even those with compromised digestive systems, like I forget some of the disease names, but if you just can't absorb things that well, you're gonna still be able to use these and actually be able to utilize them instead of them just passing right through, which is what happens with a lot of people that have compromised digestive systems. And so it really does help with the, stomach or indigestion or anywhere in your bowel where you might have some issues. And in general, this is going to be different than some other omega complex or omega-3 oil supplement that you're going to take, because it's helps support your brain and your blood vessels with your antioxidant support. You're going to have CPTG essential oils blend in it, which you're not going to find in any other supplement off the shelf. And also that it's bioavailable. The third part is the Microplex VMZ, which is the food nutrient complex. And this is going to be your whole food vitamins and minerals with 22 essential vitamins and minerals and your antioxidants in a natural form, which means that you're going to be able to use them because they are bioavailable, instead of being synthetically reproduced. And then also has its third sodium lauryl sulfate free vegetable capsules. So these are, people that can't take pills because the pill coating bothers their stomach. These capsules they're like vegetable ones. They're not, what's the word I'm looking for? Synthetic at all. Like, these are going to dissolve readily. And this also does not contain any wheat or dairy. So people with allergy concerns, is in terms of those, don't really have to worry about that. Which we also have a vegan version of all of these. So that's something that people can do too if they are vegan. So the Microplex, why it's different. So the vitamins and minerals are grown on a glycoprotein matrix in yeast, so there's no isolated nutrients. The tummy tamer blend is peppermint, ginger, caraway to help with upset stomachs, and also has digestive enzymes to enhance the bioavailability on top of how available it already is. So the glycoprotein matrix, you take your nutrient and it's grown with yeast to create a protein matrix. And this helps it become, oh, this is where it's listed, helps it become more available because it's technically a chelated mineral. And this is when something is, it's kind of like a sponge, and there, when you look at a sponge, there's lots of little divots and holes. Those minerals just kind of sit in those holes, and when your body wants to use them, they can, instead of just a single isolated mineral being in a block by itself, and your body doesn't really know how to extract it and break it down. Whereas when it's in a glycoprotein matrix, like, oh, this looks just like food, I can break it down and then I can use all the minerals that are in it. So lifelong vitality program helps get rid of oxidation, and in turn that helps reduce inflammation, which that's a big circle loop, and getting rid of one helps get rid of the other, and you get more balanced. And this is all three, and I guess, does anybody have any questions? And, you know, look, live, and feel younger and longer. Any questions from anybody? Everybody's muted. I muted everybody. I'm sorry.
I had muted myself, I thought.
Oh, yeah, you are now. Does anybody use their LLV, or are you learning about it?
I've not ordered it before. I've just wanted to listen some.
Okay. Ashley, do you take LLV?
I have not tried it. I want to
She
do
looks
that
muted.
30-day challenge.
Okay. Yeah, that, I'm actually really excited about that. I was wondering, I think somebody posted that you don't have to order the challenge kit in order to do it, because like I already have these. I put my order in on the 1st and I have everything everywhere anyways. So luckily you don't have to order the kit to participate, but
yeah, I've just got to order this lifelong vitality and then a few other ones. Otherwise I have everything. Like I have the deep blue and some of the other things I have from the pack. I just got to order the few that I don't have.
Yeah. That's a nice kit though that they've got.
Yeah.
Kind of bummed Michelle didn't come on, because I know she's got her really awesome testimony for LLV.
I hear a lot of people say that
her and Kim are both exhausted.
Yeah, I'm sure. What's up, Pam?
Oh, I was going to say, I feel like I hear a lot of people saying that they started taking it and then they maybe didn't think it was doing anything, but then they stop taking it and they're like, oh, I feel like crud now that I'm not
Yeah.
taking it. Like you almost have to take it and then stop to realize the
Yeah.
impact that it was having.
Because, I mean, I feel like it is for me, it was a gradual increase. And some people notice taking it more than, like, when they're taking it, they have more energy more often. Because I know some people are sensitive to the alpha CRS. I think you don't take the full dose of alpha CRS, do you, Janice? Only one of them? Yeah, so all three of them are, the dose
I
is,
only take one.
yeah, the dose is 4 per day. I take all 4. For a long time, I was only doing 2 of each. I wasn't on that great of income, so I only did 2 a day just for budget reasons, and now I'm back on 4 a day, and
Did you notice a difference still when you did 2 a day?
I did. And I definitely noticed it when I wasn't taking it. I think it was more the energy, but I know I don't eat as well as I should, and that's a lot of it, and I don't like taking other supplements. But when I did stop taking it, even on the half dose, I did notice a difference because
Yeah.
I wanted to take naps, and
The cost of it has always been a barrier for me. Like, it's a lot of money every month to think, okay, if this does make a difference, then I'm going to want to spend this every month.
it does. But the one thing is that there is a 30-day money-back guarantee if you don't like it. So, I mean, you can try it for the 30 days, and if you don't like it, you can send it back and get your money back.
Right.
And, I mean, you're not going to find any other supplement that does that. And then for starting it, there's recommendations somewhere that you actually gradually start onto it by taking, 1 a day or doing 1 twice a day to start on like a half dose to help your body adjust to it. And I had one person start on, she started full train, and she did okay with it, and she's been doing really great.
I have testimony.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you talking to me, Tori? Nobody's lips are moving on this thing anymore, except mine.
No, you go ahead, Janice.
Okay. I noticed right away after taking them, and I was only taking half the dose at the time. I'm trying to do 2 times a day. Like when I'd lay down at night, I would get the acid in my throat, and that keeps you up at night.
Mm-hmm.
And at one time I was even on meds for that. I'm no longer on meds for that. And I also seem to get like that creepy crawly feeling in my legs too at night. That went away. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Tori?
Yes. I mean, I guess for me, the most noticeable thing is I'm not as tired, and I think generally the moodiness, or just emotionally, I'd be like more up and down, or just whatever. I mean, I'm sure I've got some hormone balance issues going on, and stress, and I got, look at my board, 52 days left to the wedding. So it's been stressful. I mean, there was a little while, a month or 2 ago, where I had some bills come up, and I could not do it for a month, and I was out for about a month, and I was probably one of the worst people to be around. I mean, I do have some other testimonies. My aunt started taking it because she's narcoleptic, and would always be so tired. I mean, in narcoleptic, you can just fall asleep anywhere on the spot. And that helped her tremendously. And her focus is better, and she's working. And she ordered it the 1 month, and she has not changed her monthly order since. I mean, she changes it, but like she's ordered it every month since then, and I think she's now a year and a half into it. And Marie's mom too, she had a lot of issues going to the doctor for blood pressure, blood sugar, and some other things, and they've all kind of balanced out, and she's no longer pre-diabetic. And I think she was also doing Slim and Sassy with this too, but she's had a lot of things turn back around since she started taking it. And I know she probably won't ever go off of it because she's had a lot of health issues that she's turned around.
The one thing about cost too with the LLV, if you buy the packet, you can get 3 extra products. And 2 of the products happen to be the food nutrient and the essential oil, the E Omega and the Microplex VMZ. Like you were saying early on, I didn't buy all that either. And actually, I didn't start taking it right away either. I didn't really understand it, and it's hard to explain it to other people when you have not been on it yourself. So that makes it nice. Now I can pick up the extra products, and you're not buying the whole kit every time.
Yeah. Well, that's really good for you since you're only taking one of the Alpha CRS. So you don't need to buy the whole kit every month. You'll end up with,
right.
I mean, you get 4 months of Alpha.
But like I said, I am just recently trying to do them.
I really I keep mine on my counter,
right,
because otherwise I forget to take it. I've got one of these, like an AM PM pill thing. They're not that expensive. I got mine at Walmart, and I put my 2 a day for each of those, and then I take the bone nutrient complex, and I think I've got maybe one other one in there that I take normally too. That helps me remember just keeping on the counter because my memory is not great, but it's getting better. I think the stress has been making it not great. All right. Well,
Thank you for sharing. I need to go get some more work done, but I appreciate the information you shared.
yep.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, I'm going to stop recording and thank you for watching.
do you have it stopped from recording?